Good morning, folks. We're on another job today. We finished one yesterday, which I know you don't see that through the videos here, but we finished one yesterday. We're trying to do another one today. This garage is about 400 square feet. It's basically a square. There's some cracks in it, a little bit of spalling, nothing major. So we're going to do that. We're going to grind it, do the repairs. We're going to do the prime coat. And in this particular case, we're going to be doing what I call a wet coat with the intermediate coat on top of that, and then the flakes today. So I'll take you for a walkthrough so you can see what's in here. Okay, here we go. So nothing major, little crack here, and a couple little spall things, a couple little cracks. The typical stuff we see in a garage. There were some areas patched over here that I just want to be careful. I want to go over with the grinder, make sure everything is bonded here. If there's any question at all, we're just going to have to remove them and patch over them, because I don't want a failure and have our coating delaminate. So this is what we have here. We're going to bring our equipment in and we are going to get started. Okay, so we are all set up here. What we have elected to do is we're going to do the edges first, and then we're going to grind this floor, and then we're going to repair the cracks. I have the feeling there may be some more cracks in here that you really can't see until we grind it. So we're just going to grind the whole floor first, vacuum it, do the cracks, the repairs, and then I'll hand grind over those little repairs, and then we'll put our floor in. So I'll put this on time lapse and you can watch us prep the floor. Man, I wish this went this fast in real time when I actually ground this by hand. But unfortunately it doesn't. That took about 40 minutes. So Jeff starts grinding and we realize very quickly this concrete is much harder than we originally anticipated. So we're going to shut this down. We're going to swap out diamonds now. Okay, so we had the Gold Series diamonds on and they weren't cutting. So Jeff is going to switch those out. And what we're going to put on is a 40 series super soft. A super soft series metal bond diamond. I don't have my gloves on, I can't pick those up. Those are probably 200 degrees right now. I just wanted to show how we change these out. There we go, we're all changed out. I mean, what was that, 2 minutes maybe? And now we're all set with our next series. So now we start grinding again, and this concrete is just still so hard, and these diamonds are actually a little closed up from last time we used them. So I'm lightly misting some water in front of the diamonds there to start cooling them down. And what you're gonna see in a couple passes, all of a sudden this thing is gonna open up and it's gonna take off on us and grind much better. There's nothing I can do to cancel that in the background, so I apologize. But I'm going to show you what I'm doing here and show you what Jeff's doing. So what I'm doing is I'm just barely spraying any water onto the surface. And what that does, it keeps the diamonds cool so they open up on the grinder. If the diamonds get hot, they glaze over and basically they just glide over the surface and nothing happens. So it's very important to keep your diamonds cool. That's all I'm doing. You don't want it too wet, just a mist to cool down the diamond. So we start grinding. The diamonds are actually opening up slowly as we go, and all of a sudden you're going to see Jeff pick up the pace here, and this thing just starts grinding fast and furious. So now we're wrapped up. Jeff's going to wrap up the grinder and get that out of the way. We're going to get ready to do the repairs next. Okay, so we ground everything now. Now we have to do repairs. And I want to grind first just to reveal anything that's in here. And I do see some more cracks in here that weren't necessarily visible before we ground. So in this particular case, we ground first. It's going to expose everything. We're going to come in here with the CFS 343. We're going to fill these divots, we're going to fill the cracks, and then we're going to hand grind everything that we repair, and then we're going to put our prime coat down. All right, so now we're going to mix up the CFS 343. I know I show this in every video, but not everybody sees every video. So we use ketchup bottles. We have 100 milliliters of each marked out on the ketchup bottle, part A and part B, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. This stuff sets in about 45 seconds to a minute in the ketchup bottle and about 5 minutes on the floor, so you don't have time to play around. The advantage is you can do your repairs fast and keep moving. So here we go. I will do the first mix. These are pretty full, so I'm going slow here. Just have to commit. Shake it up a couple times, and this is all we're gonna do, and we're just gonna go over all the cracks. It's gonna wick down. We're probably gonna have to do this 2, 3, 4 times, whatever it's gonna be. We just gotta keep at it until they're all filled. Uh-oh, I'm clogging. So just a side note, with this material, you want to pour part B into the ketchup bottle first and then part A. You also want to make sure you pre-mix them and shake them good before you start pouring them into the ketchup bottle. Okay, so now these areas where we have all these little spalls like this, I'm just going to dump this out. Crack I missed. I don't know how you miss these, but you do. Okay. Okay, so this is literally 5 minutes later, whatever. You can see it has a gray hue to it. So now we're going to grind it off. I'm just opting to use the hand grinder. It's less messy. So I just go over all of the areas I just filled, and I go in a circular pattern with the hand grinder and just grind everything smooth again to remove the excess epoxy. It is imperative, by the way, that you grind over the CFS 343 after you install it, or else your next coat will not stick to it because it's too glossy. Okay folks, so now we have everything prepped. We filled all these cracks. Everything is now smooth in here. Went around the edges, vacuumed really good. This is our prepped floor. I'll show you a close-up of the scratch, which I always talk about the scratch. There's that scratch that we want, that way the epoxy bites onto it. So we're going to mix up our 707 LVP and get at it. I have a mixing station set up right there. So probably, I don't know, within an hour or so, we're gonna have our flakes on this and we're done for the day. So make sure when you mix, you get those edges really good and you never work out of the bucket. Pour it on the floor and push the puddles around. If you leave it in the bucket, it's gonna set very fast. That's what they refer to as pot life. And the pot life on this, you're gonna get about 25 minutes or so. If you mix it and put it on the floor, you're gonna have like 45 minutes. So now we actually did the primer and now we're doing the intermediate coat on top of it. It's what you call a wet coat. I would not recommend this for the novice. We understand the down pressures of the squeegee and you won't run into an issue. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can push the primer off the floor. So we flaked everything and this is the floor after the flake. Tomorrow we're gonna come in, we're gonna put our CFS 137 MUV clear coat on top of it. But this is what you have. So we'll be back tomorrow, we'll finish up for you. Okay, we're back day 2. So yesterday we diamond ground, we put down the prime coat of the CFS 707 LVP and the 707, and then we broadcasted the flakes in it. So now we are going to vacuum up the excess flake. We're gonna put down the CFS 137 MUV top coat with aluminum oxide. So I'll flip this around, I'll show you what we got. Okay, so we are all vacuumed up here and we're ready for the top coat. So you can see what we have here. Now, from a tool standpoint, we have a 24-inch S550. That's a Seymour Midwest squeegee. We actually have that available in our store. We use an 18-inch wide, 1/4-inch nap epoxy glide roller for the application. We have a 6-inch wide edge roller. That's a 1/4-inch nap. And then we just have a brush for, you know, the detail stuff and the small edges there. And of course we have our spiked shoes. So now we're gonna be mixing up the CFS 137 MUV. We're gonna squeegee that out. We're going to back roll it. We're gonna squeegee it. I'm gonna throw some aluminum oxide in it and then we're gonna back roll it to give us the texture. So I'll put this up on time lapse so you can see us. So I mix the material up, I pour that out parallel to that back wall and start squeegeeing, and I also have to throw the aluminum oxide out on top of it before Jeff can back roll. So that's the aluminum oxide I just did there. Jeff's doing some detail work with the brush, and I'm going to use the 6-inch edge roller, and now Jeff is back rolling everything and we're done. Okay, so we just wrapped up. We have our clear coat on. There's a shadow here, obviously, from the sun. Here is a little close-up of the floor. You can see the aluminum oxide there. So this is it, another one down. Okay, so another job done. We appreciate you guys watching. If you like what you see, please hit the like button, please subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. We have another one coming up next week, which I think we're going to be able to record. You'll find out. Thanks for watching. Here's the before picture and then our after picture. Thanks for tuning in, folks.